boxing.
On the edge.
Okay, welcome back everybody to Boxing on the Edge. I hope everyone's doing well. Just got done watching the AMIR Khan versus KELL BROOK fight, if you can call it a fight. I mean, obviously, look, that was very one-sided. KELL BROOK, you know, I titled this The Boxer versus the Pauper, or it could be called the Man versus the Child. That was quite surprising, I'll be honest. I said pre-fight, I was like, you know, if they fight this fight 5 times, it could be 5 different outcomes. I think if they fight that fight 10 times, the same thing would happen. You know, I mean, let's start with Brook. I mean, he looked great, to be honest. He looked confident. He looked sharp. He looked, his balance is always good. His poise and his energy was great. Khan looked extremely anxious. He looked pretty frail, to be honest. I've seen thicker arms on a 12-year-old. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be so harsh, but that was quite alarming to see how frail AMIR Khan looked. And listen, before I start bashing anybody else, I want to just say how grateful I am for both fighters to come out healthy. You know, I'll talk about where they go or what they want to do next, but, you know, I always want these guys to come out well and, you know, live to fight another day if they choose to. So a lot of the poking is a bit of fun, but like, my goodness, Khan, it was very poor tonight, and you know, that just shows how shot he was. And in fact, in my pre-fight video, I predicted Brook to win between 5 and 7 by TKO from a right hand, but it was, you know, it was actually a jab that started it in the first round. Ironically enough, a very similar jab to the one, if not identical to the one that Crawford did the damage against Brook. But I was saying pre-fight, because I was at the MSG when Khan put up that absolutely horrendous performance against Crawford, and I actually had to re-record my pre-fight video because it was so harsh. I was so harsh on Khan because I was initially saying, and I'll say it now because whatever, but like, I was saying, if you're going to go to the Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing, okay, that fighters only dream of going to and performing at, and you're going to fight our generation's best, one of the best boxers of our generation, I think that's fair to say, and put up a performance like that, then, you know, you don't have nothing left. And I was questioning whether he had any spirit left. Can he summon anything up? And obviously not. Obviously it's probably more than that too. You know, he just looked extremely frail. He looked skinny at the weigh-in. He looked skinny at the open workout. You know, he was talking a big game. And on top of that, something I noticed about Bomac, his trainer, who I love. I really enjoy listening to his interviews. He's a no-nonsense sort of person. Even he was acting out of character a bit, you know, like, you know, that whole scuffle he had with Dominic Ingle, even, you know, the confrontation they had, and, you know, the beef they had at the press conference. I can't remember, maybe Bomac has, I can't remember him getting so involved in another trainer's business, or I can't remember him having that kind of energy. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but his character seemed a little different. Yeah, I mean, Brook, wow, let's talk about Brook. What performance. He looked great. He looked strong. You know, I said also pre-fight this would be, we all knew it would be about timing and speed, okay? So Kell's timing was good, but it was also his ability to, you know, he's always had a good ability to gauge distance and step back and slip a little bit or bend his head out the way, and he was doing that. And Khan was still looked quite fast with his that 1-2, or it's like a cupping decoy hook shot, and then he spins that or throws that right hand in at a blistering pace, and Brook was still able to sort of evade it. I think he got clipped a little bit, and I also said I don't think Brook's punch resistance is as bad as you might think, and that because that punch that he got hit with Crawford could have just been one of those one-off strange punches that, you know, that does way more damage than you might even realize. But anyway, listen, both guys I mean, how did the fight? You know, the fight was just. I'm trying to go off memory here, but like after round 1, you know, I was just thinking to myself, how is Amir Khan going to win this? I could not see it. Brook was walking him down, basically bullying him a little bit. I did have a slight concern whether he would get overconfident, because that can happen. You know, you can be in such charge, and it's a good feeling when you. And I'm only talking from experiences for myself, very low level, but like when you are boxing somebody and you're in complete control, you can get overconfident. So I was like, I hope he doesn't get overconfident, and you know, mistakes can get made, but he was in control. He was very dominant, and he was almost like, you know, anytime there was a connection with Khan, he was almost hurting him at will. Khan looked, you know, like he was a figure skater for a few rounds there. Nah, great performance by KELL Brook. He really wanted this. You could tell, and you could tell, like, even after the fight, Khan didn't really appear that bothered. He was laughing and smiling, you know. He was talking about how he didn't need the money and he was doing it for the people, and yeah, maybe he was, but didn't seem that bothered that he just lost the biggest domestic rivalry we've seen in a while. But in terms of what they both do, listen, like, when you're talking about, everyone's obviously going to call for Amir Khan to retire, and I would agree with that, but you won't see me pushing that narrative, because like I'm always like, that's his way he earns a living. That's all he knows, probably. I'm sure he's got sponsors and stuff, but you know, I'm never going to jump in and say you should retire, you know, but it certainly looks like his days, if he can get some exhibition stuff like Mayweather does in the Middle East or whatever like that, go for it, you know. So a low risk fight. But he shouldn't be getting in there and contending with some of these top welterweights, because he'll end up getting hurt badly, and he's already had that, been hurt badly multiple times with heavy knockouts, and at this stage it's getting dangerous. Do you know what I mean? So best of luck to him, and as I mentioned before, I'm happy that they both came out, you know, unscathed to some degree, and well, yeah. And KELL Brook, well, I mean, wow, where does he go? I mean, he looks like he's ready for a top 10 guy right now, you know. But can KELL Brook get down to 147 and fight somebody like Keith Thurman? Or you know, would he dare take on some of the newcomers like Jaron Ennis or Victor Ortiz? I mean, what terrific fights they would be. You know, could he go for a world title? Could he? I mean, wow. He looked really good, and if you take out the blemish in the Crawford fight, he looked pretty good in that too. So I'd love to see KELL Brook make another comeback, man. That would be amazing. But look, that's it from me. Boxing on the Edge. I guess I enjoyed that fight to a degree. It was very intriguing, but it was massively one-sided, and you know, entertaining as always. And on to the Munguia fight tonight. I hope everyone's having a good night, and I'll see you soon, alright? Boxing on the Edge.